Hey guys, Luke here and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 7 of my Rugby League Live 3 Be A Pro series with James Hart. Now in this episode we're going to be taking on the Parramatta Eels, also taking on the St George Illawarra Dragons. So I think two pretty contrasting games on the Eels. Eels are okay on this game, but definitely should be a winnable game in my opinion. Dragons, a very, very strong team of the game. If you've watched my West Tigers career mode, you will know that they seem to go really, really well every year. In terms of how we've been going, in terms of James Hart, James Hart's been going pretty good. I gotta say, he's been going quite well actually. Last game was a mixed bag in terms of, I keep saying in terms, but it was a mixed bag. The first game against the Broncos absolutely killed it. Second game, not so much. I mean, we were alright for the Warriors, but in the end we lost. And seems to be a little bit of a common thing, just falling to late tries, and fingers crossed we don't have to worry about it this game. You see right here, Chris Sando puts in a little kick and does get deflected. For some reason, Hardy doesn't grab it, and Marty Tapau, who's signed from the Tigers, I think this is his first season at the Eels on this game. It's hard to tell, but he ends up scoring the first try of the game. Sando kicks the goal, so not an ideal start. We haven't really had any involvement as James Hart, but there's another line break. I think it might be Crooks, or I don't know who Crooks is, but he's in the centre position with John Flower, so I'd assume it's him. And there's a forced pass that obviously goes forward. Josh Morris gets his hands on it, but yeah, like I said, it was a forward pass. See right here, a great little tackle there. I assume it's maybe John Flower. I don't know who it was, to be honest with you, but it was a phenomenal tackle there. And they put in another grub. It's going to be collected by James Hart, but he is going to be pushed back into the in goal. Not just pushed, but absolutely demolished just there. Now that was a forward pass. Pretty disappointing. That one didn't need to be thrown. Should have just taken the tackle, but we didn't do that. Now right here, Semi Radradra bumps off two, including James Hart, and then drags over three people to score a try. That is one of the most realistic tries I've seen in the game, to be honest with you. But at the same time, it was so annoying. Really should have went for the legs tackle there on Big Semi, but we didn't end up doing that, and we've been made to pay. Now fifth tackle here, 29th minute, we decided to run it, and we created a lot of space at there. I think there was Luke Lewis, who's off the bench for some reason still, and we just need to get the ball out to him. And I think Hazard, who's come from the Titans, he didn't end up throwing the final pass, so a little bit annoying. And one thing to mention is the games where Hogginson isn't playing, or the Origin players aren't playing, seems to really disrupt our side. But you can see right here, they call this a forward pass. Do you think that's a forward pass? Am I getting a bit dudded here, or are we getting dudded with the forward passes? Because if that's anything to go by, it looked pretty flat to me. I mean, it could have been forward, but I mean, it doesn't matter. And the result after that was another try to the Eels. It was Faremo, the winger. He ended up scoring from a bomb, and at halftime it's going to be 18-0, which is just really, really annoying. It's really hard to come back from that. You see Marty Tapau having a big game, and James Hart, someone who's usually polls really well in those rating sort of things, actually polling pretty bad. I think we're in like 4th spot or something. So just shows you we are not having a good game. Probably our worst game thus far this season. But you see right here, can we come up with something good there? James Hart going crossfield. He's going to get tackled there, but he does force his way over the try line, and James Hart opens the scoring for the Bulldogs. And that was a pretty nice little try there. Just a change of direction, going back and just running crossfield until we found an opportunity. We picked out the smaller man, and we decided to just take him on. Now right here, I could not believe that pass. I had no idea what the hell was going on there. Now you might be thinking, oh, you must have called for it. No, 100% did not call for that, and that's a promise, that one. Definitely, I think just Damien Cook, whoever's at hooker, just Leach probably just decided to throw that to absolutely nobody. I don't even know if that was intended to go to James Hart, or it didn't really look like it was intended to anybody. But you see here so far, James Hart with some pretty strong defence. I think James Graham didn't help him out a little bit, but they're going to go crossfield, and there is the final pass there. And Marty Tapau will race over for his second try, just bumps off another player. And I've got to say, James Hart kind of a little bit disappointed in his inside defender there. Was expecting him to make the tackle and James Hart go and get the next pass, which is what seems to happen on this game, but obviously not. And see right here, Mororoa, I think it was, comes up with a try-saving tackle there. James Hart looking for his second try, which maybe would have got us back into the game, but it wasn't meant to be. But that's a nice little palm there, followed by a terrible offload. Now I felt a little bit dudded but previously with some of those calls for forward passes, but there's no debating that one. That was a mile forward. Right here, taking on the defence as we've done a fair few times in this season. I think it was Nathan Peets who might have run straight around, but we throw a dummy here, 5th tackle, and we take it around them, and we're in for our second try there through James Hart there. And what a nice little try it was. He threw a bit of a dummy and then just exposed some slacking defenders, a little bit of a pace difference there, and it's just good work there from James Hart. He hasn't had a good game, but he scored 2 tries, so it does show that he still can get involved in those sort of situations. But right from the kickoff, we attack here, and it's Hazard on the ball here, and he just needed to get it off to Josh Morris, and that was try time, and we're back in the game. But that's not where it's going to end. James Hart, an offload actually pulls off. It pays off, which is actually really nice. Too bad the team couldn't end up going and scoring, but like I said, it's not where the play is going to continue. So Hazard gets the ball to Graham, and we get the ball out to Luke Lewis in plenty of space here, and he's going to draw and pass there, something the computer doesn't do too often, but I'm very, very thankful they did, as Josh Morris, he goes and he scores the first try for the game for him, and that's really good for us. We're right back into the game. Just goes to show how important it is to sort of score those tries when you have an opportunity, because we had a really good opportunity to score when we got over the line, but Moroa held us up and threw us back, and right there we were nearly away. We actually were away a little bit, but the second palm just sort of killed the momentum. But you can see here, 6-point ball game. We didn't eventually score, which was quite disappointing, but Radradra and John Flower link up there. Thankfully, Jay Moores, or maybe it's Brett Morris actually this time, came up with a big tackle, but James Hart comes up with a big tackle as well, trying to keep them down their own end, but it didn't happen. There were plenty of offloads that were going on. I don't know why the Eagles are offloading so much, but you can see there they got a 6-point lead. They throw it to Sando, and he pops it over for a field goal, securing the game. And I've got to admit, the field goal wasn't even on my mind, to be honest with you. I think just the fact that we had a big comeback, and it really felt like we were going to end up, picking up the equaliser, the leveler, and it just never happened. But there was still that hope of like, we're going to do it, and then they just popped the field goal when I was waiting for a bomb or something, but like I said, never came, and we ended up losing by 7 points to the Eels. So that's a little bit disappointing. Well, actually, it's quite disappointing, very, very disappointing, and we are really struggling through the Origin period, but we just got to deal with it. Now, a few episodes ago, I said the Rabbitohs must be struggling due to like Alex Johnson and Dylan Walker and stuff not playing, but turns out they're just at the Dragons. Dragons have went and raided the Rabbitohs there, so that's some pretty good signings. Dragons, obviously a really good game, a really good team. Like I've said many times, by default they're just a really good side. Now you add players like Dylan Walker and Alex Johnson, they're a deadly side. I don't know if they're on the same side, but we'll soon find out. But we've taken around a few players there. I think it might have been the Bully coming up with a big tackle there on James Hart. Otherwise, he was away there. But that's a really nice kick return. Going to be followed up by a pretty good second kick return there. And you're going to be dragging them as well. It looks like it was maybe Craig Garvey coming up with the tackle, who actually has signed with the Bulldogs. We're going to take it around the fullback there. And it's not, it wasn't Nabuli. It must have been Matadio, or I don't know who it was, but the fullback was left in the dust there as James Hart takes it straight around him, scoring the first try of the game. And I don't know how many tries James Hart scored thus far, but it seems like a hell of a lot. As we put number 12 into a gap, it's probably Lasallo, I don't know who it was, but it was really, really nice ball there. And it shows that we're doing a bit of ball playing. Now here, we come up with another good tackle there. This time we're going around the legs. We're not going to risk having the Red Radra happen to us again. And when I say the Red Radra, I mean getting palmed off and then just keep getting palmed off when we could have just went for the legs tackle. But it looks like Nightingale, and we go for the legs tackle once again there, and it pays dividends as we make the tackle. There's no offloads, which was quite fortunate for us there, but that's not where it's going to end. I think it's Drew Hutchison palms off one, and there's a big tackle there by James Hart, and they kind of look very, very similar. But straight after that, a very interesting move by Hasler. We've been substituted a few times lately, but you would think that with the game that we were playing really, really well. I didn't see any need to be substituted. Why the hell Gutherson was even on the bench to start with is, I don't know. I was confused, but, they're made to play. They're made to pay, and I've got to say it was a little bit satisfying, them scoring and realising that, we're probably a worse side without James Hart on the field. Having Gutherson on, I'm not downing Gutherson's, he'll be a good player, and he's a good player, but just not for the Bulldogs. James Hart is the man. You can see here, Alex Johnson and Dylan Walker actually are on the same side there, and Alex Johnson was brought down, but it was James Hart who got involved there. But Dylan Walker gets involved in the play again. James Hart couldn't actually get involved this time, couldn't get into the tackle because the animation was already started, and Dylan Walker dragged himself over, and he's kicked one from two as he's the goal kicker as well. So Dragons have hit the lead, and we've lost it. I think the momentum was lost when Des Hasler subbed off James Hart after 24 minutes. I really don't get it. At least if you're going to bring Gutherson on, bring him on as the X-Factor sort of player. Come on and play, I don't know, just the Cherry Evans role, or like the Michael Morgan role for Queensland. You don't want to be bringing off your fullback after 20 minutes. Just that's ridiculous. Right here, I don't know who it was on the ball. Maybe Tyrone Phillips or someone. I didn't quite catch who it was. I'm in the starting lineup, but we called for the ball a little bit too early. But we win a penalty, something that doesn't happen too often to us, and maybe that happened because we've been buying the boost and just our players just getting better in general. We've got more strength. We can sort of kick up a bit of a fuss trying to get the player off us. But right here, we're going to pick up another try there, putting us into the lead. And James Hart, that's the 2 tries for the game there. And that was a brilliant little offload. I think it was T-Rex Tony Williams with the offload there. But you see, he gets put into a gap there by Josh Reynolds. We were involved in the play before that, but we just followed up the play. I thought that was really good fullback work there. Looking for the offload. Offload didn't come exactly where we would like it, but obviously, Dragons just weren't ready for it, and we ended up capitalising on it. Now, the number 70, Hawkinson, he's back, and I don't think it's any coincidence that we've been playing a lot better with him in there, but, something he's got to work on. Don't let the ball get stripped off him, and that did result in the Dragons having an opportunity, which they ended up scoring from. Luke Page is who it was, and it was really, really frustrating, considering all the games we had lost late on. It was almost one of those ones where I'm like, F this game, this is ridiculous. But we had one final chance just here. The run we had before was actually quite good, but we're going to run crossfield. We're looking for something. There's just nothing. And we decide to just change direction a few times. We get a pass off to James Graham, into Eastwood, who gets it to Leacher, gets it to Sam Casiano, gets it to us, gets it back to James Graham. And Eastwood is tackled. I don't know who it was who made the tackle, but very, very crucial one. And the Dragons end up winning that game. So that's 2 more losses for us. In terms of the season, not looking like the best season for us. We're not playing bad, but we're just not getting those wins. But you know what? I'm feeling that we can turn it around. I really am feeling that we can turn it around. Also worth mentioning there, we just leveled up to level 30, which we'll see a rise in overall, I think, to 82. I think I don't think we were 82 beforehand. I think we were still in the 81s. I could be wrong, but either way, we're still getting a lot better, and we're just progressing over all around. We're not targeting anything specific. But that's where the video is going to end. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke YT, Facebook page in the description below, and make sure you check out my second channel, Gaming with Mr. Luke, and my Twitch channel, it's in the description below as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.